I know it's incredibly heartbreaking when we, betrayed spouse, we want to stay, we want to work on it, and we love our spouse and we know they love us, and we just want to work on it, and we're willing to do the work, but they don't want to stay. They want to leave. And our heart is ripping in half because we want them to stay and we want them to lean into this the way we can look to the future. We can get through this. We can get through this. Just stay. Just stay. If you're going through that right now and you're begging your unfaithful spouse, come on, give us another chance. Maybe they moved out, maybe they left and they're staying with someone right now until they can figure out what they want to do. Or maybe the affair partner is still in the picture and you're trying to figure out the right way, the best way to move forward and to be to stand for your marriage. I hear that a lot. I'm standing for my marriage. That's a tough place to be. We cannot control other people. And if our spouse wants to go and have a life with another person, we can't stop them. If our spouse wants to move out and they don't want to be with us anymore, we really can't stop them. So if you are in that situation, I really, really want to talk to you for a minute. I am all for healing marriages after infidelity. I am all for trying at least, not just throwing in the towel, just giving it another chance. But what breaks my heart is when we betrayed spouses are standing alone trying to save a marriage. It doesn't work that way. If your spouse is not wanting to do the work, is not wanting to lean in, does not want to be married to us, if that is the case, then you know what? There's nothing we can do. I'm not trying to bring you down or to tell you to not stand for your marriage, but I do want to give you some recommendations to make sure that while you stand for your marriage, if that's what you want to do, that you make sure you do these things. You need clear and distinct boundaries around yourself. And here are the boundaries you need. If your spouse leaves, like actually leaves your home, does not want to be with you, but you desperately want them to stay and to work on the marriage for your own benefit, and so you have complete clarity, you need to determine what you are and are not okay with. If your unfaithful spouse comes back in 2 weeks and says, I made a huge mistake, I want to work on things, what do you want to do? If they move in with the affair partner and they come back in 6 months, what do you want to do? Now, granted, when the time comes, you may feel differently, but you need to think through these things. At least have a boundary in place to know how you want to respond. What I don't want any of us to become is a person who lacks the ability to recognize what we really are okay and not okay with. For example, in my situation, I was not okay with another person being in relationship with my husband while I was married to him. I was separated twice because he didn't want to give up the affair partner. I found out they were back in touch. He didn't want to give her up, and okay, well, we need to separate. I can't. I knew my limits. I stood for my marriage and I reconciled twice. But I had very clear boundaries. What I am okay with, and what I am not okay with. Listen, I know there's this tension inside of us, right? On one hand, we love our spouse so much. And we see what they're doing. And maybe if you're anything like me, you might be sitting there going, what are you doing? You're going to regret what you're doing. Why would you want to be with this person? Or what are you thinking? Or why would you do this to your family? Why you're going to walk out on your children? Your relationship with your kids will forever change. Why would you do this? So we're sitting here in complete and utter disbelief. So on this side, we love them. We're sad that they're doing this. We think to ourselves, oh my goodness, you're going to have such regret. We actually want to save them. We want to protect them because we see what's happening and we fear for them. But on this side, we are not okay with staying in relationship with someone who is clearly in relationship with someone else. We love ourselves enough to say, I am not okay with that. That is not what I signed up for when I married you. Marriage is monogamous, and I'm not okay with this. So basically, you have these two things, and we have this tension going on, right? It's this tug of war, and it hurts, and it's uncomfortable. And as much as we love them, and our heart is screaming, oh my gosh, don't leave. Come on, let's try. Our brain is looking at this going, hang on. I am so not okay with this. This is not okay. I do not want him in my bed if he is with this other person. If he doesn't want to be with me, I do not want him here. There is this internal struggle. If this is you right now, you want to stay. Maybe your spouse doesn't want to stay. Or maybe your spouse is even lukewarm and you can tell they have one foot in the door, one foot out the door. But you're trying to stand for your marriage. It's what you're doing. By the way, I commend you for that. There's no shame in that, okay? I know other people will shame you for that. I will never shame you for that. Please take time. Take time to really, really unpack what you are and are not okay with. Those boundaries are what is going to protect you moving forward. Those boundaries are going to help you have the clarity needed to decide down the road what to do. If you're safe right now and he's not in a relationship with someone else, but you can just tell he doesn't want to be with you, maybe take the time you need to figure it out. If you journal, this is fantastic to do in your journal. Sit down and write about it. Write yourself a letter and tell yourself your fears and your thoughts and this internal struggle and give yourself advice on what to do. What would you tell a friend? If you had a friend in this situation, what would you say to them? Be as kind and loving and honest with yourself as you would be to your friend. All this to say, the place you're in is hard. There is absolutely nothing wrong with standing for your marriage. But if it's only you standing there, that's when it becomes really, really hard. Okay? Look out for you. Look out for you. Set those boundaries. Start to engage more logical thinking. Start letting your heart be part of the conversation, but not guiding the conversation. Stand if you want, but have the boundaries, okay? If you feel incredibly stuck in a situation like this, I have some clients in that same boat. I can help you work through your next steps. So if you're looking for a coach, please sign up for a free consultation. There's no obligation, and if anything, I can help you as best I can on the call, okay? It's free. Just sign up for it. If you're looking for someone to help you, I want to be there to help you, okay? And join my Facebook group if you need more voices. We're actually more than 8,000 members now, sadly. Join us. The link is below. I've got some other free materials, but seriously, I care. I don't want you to be stuck in a cycle of waiting and waiting and standing, but being there all by yourself. Do the work. What would you tell a friend? And I'm so sorry you're going through this. Set those boundaries, okay? Seriously, set the boundaries.